In this video, I'm going to give you my insights into 18 different gloves that I own for slow pitch softball. So whether it's a cool new design like this Nike Vapor that's brand new on the market, or something tried and true like this Rawlings Pro Preferred or this Mizuno MVP Prime, I'm just going to give you my 1-minute take on all these different gloves like this Miken Pro Series or this new Easton Tantrum. So jump around, you can scrub in the timestamps below, you'll see all the different makes and models. You can just jump around if there's one that catches your eye. But here's what I want to tell you about slow pitch softball gloves. More than anything, you get absolutely what you pay for with baseball or softball gloves. That means if you spend $300, you're going to get a really high quality glove no matter the brand. And if you spend $50, you're going to get a lot less and it's going to be relatively flimsy. You spend $150, it'll be something in the middle. So the people who are really critical of different gloves are the ones who are like Rawlings purists or Wilson purists, or people like me who really prefer to spend more money and get the highest quality glove possible. Like I'll spend $300 on a glove because I know what I get for that, right? And I played pro baseball, so it's like the tool that I prefer. So that's my disclaimer. Like I'm not going to badmouth any of these gloves. They're all just different. So we'll talk through some of the pros and cons, the shape, the design, the stuff I like and the stuff I don't like, but none of them are garbage. They're all just different and you get different things for the money. Two other things. Number one, this is a partner video between myself and Just Gloves. They've sent me almost all of these gloves. So my thoughts are my own. They're very cool about me saying, hey, if you don't like something, you can tell people, like, we want you to be honest. So you're going to get my honest opinion, but this is a partnership video and I want to disclose that to you. You will find all the gloves below in the description of this video. So if you're interested in one, you can jump through, click through, and find that glove through the link. Lastly, I'll give you my top glove picks by price point at the very end. So feel free to jump to that in the timestamps. All right, first glove in the stack here is this new Nike Vapor Elite. This is a $329 glove. It's got this rubber on the back. It is quite stiff. So it is just as stiff as like an A2000 or a Rawlings Hard the Hide, which is quality. Now, why would you buy this glove over a Hard the Hide or A2000? It's the design, right? This is cool. There's no laces here. There's no laces here. This hand stitching stuff is cool. The whole, like, I love this thumb swoosh. I don't love the back here. I think this should have been a different color. This to me looks like human skin and it kind of creeps me out, if I'm being honest. But I really love the rest of the glove. Like I owned a Nike glove during my pro career, and I bought it because of the design, and it was a good glove. Like I used it for 2 seasons. So you buy a Nike glove because of the design. That's first and foremost. Now, here's the downside. Look at this. You can tell these laces are painted. Like this is already wearing off just from me doing a little bit of break-in work, which is a really baffling choice by Nike. These laces kind of suck. They're not thin, like they're thick, but they're very dry, kind of brittle, and they're painted, which is just, again, a strange choice. This rubber's kind of make it more durable when you scoop a ball. Is that an important detail? No, it's really just because it's cool. But overall, I'm a big fan of this glove. The inside is very nice, very soft, especially the thumb stall is like really luxurious. This has got a really nice kind of cavernous pocket. You could absolutely use this for slow pitch, be really happy with it. Just the laces are kind of meh, and you just have to be okay with the design. It comes in a bunch of colors though, but overall, I do like this glove. All right, next glove in the high-end section, A2000. This has the spin control leather, which just means it's dimpled, and they say this reduces spin by like something like 5%. All you need to know about this is it doesn't really do anything. It's not going to make the glove worse. It's really not going to make it better. You're not going to like make another play or you're aware like, ooh, I made that play because of this leather. You know, I appreciate Wilson trying to like innovate, but it really just comes down to the look. You either like the look or you don't. The SB13 model, which is this one, is just 13 inches. This is one of the absolute best all-around sizes. It's got a good deep pocket. For slow pitch, this is a really terrific model. I do the finger shift, so 2 in the pinky stall, so closes thumb to index or thumb to pinky. And overall, they have a couple different colorways. This is obviously a unique one, but I'm a big fan of this pattern. I think this is a great, if you bought one glove, this would last you 5+ years, and you can play any position that you want with it. Rawlings HoH R2G. This is one of my favorite gloves with a caveat. This glove is like buttery soft. Like I just want to rub my face against it. I think the pattern here is beautiful. I love like the black and the camel. I think this glove is just like gorgeous. That said, I've had this for a half season. You can see it's like very floppy. This is not nearly as hard to break in as a regular Hard the Hide because it comes softened. The R2G series is just easier to break in. That's all you need to know. So if you're a person that likes a floppier glove and you don't want to have that long break in, then this glove is for you. I am a very stiff glove person. So after a little while, this glove is not going to be my favorite anymore because it'll be too floppy for me. but that's a personal choice. The H-web is very deep. I've used this in a bunch of games. I love this glove to death. It's just a preference of yours if you want a floppier glove or you want to pay for the stiffer leather that's going to maintain that hardness longer. That's my preference, but everyone's different. This is a beautiful, excellent glove. This colorway is exclusive to justgloves.com. Next high-end glove, Wilson A2000 SP14 model. This is a classic. Like, I've seen a number of players that have this one. Has the super skin on the back, which just makes it a little bit lighter. You wouldn't want super skin on the palm because it doesn't, break in the same way, but they put it on the back and on the thumb because it makes a big glove lighter. SB14 stands for 14-inch. This glove I use in the outfield when games are tight because this is an amazing glove for playing the outfield. It's got the same pocket shape relative to a baseball outfielder's mitt. Like baseball, we use 12 3/4 or 13. So softball is gigantic. So the 14-inch model makes sense. If you want that extra reach and extra pocket, this is an excellent glove. This one's not too hard to break in for an A2000, which are very stiff gloves. This is very stiff leather. But because it's a little bigger, in my experience, it's been easier to break in, and that's a positive. So you could use this like in a week, or if you just really worked on it hard, you could probably use it within the week that you bought it. But I love this glove. This is one I will keep forever for playing the outfield when games are close. When games are not as close, like I don't have an issue with drops, but when games are closer, I'll use a smaller glove that I, may one of my Nikes or my other ones, but this one is the best tool, in my opinion, for when games are close. All right, Wilson A2000 T125. This is a 12.5-inch model. This is marketed as a fast pitch glove. Obviously, you could wear this no matter your gender. This is a great glove. Here's the things to know about this glove. This web is really cool, but this is going to be a shallower pocket than like an H-web or one that's a little more deep. This will stretch out over time, of course. It'll get deeper. But if you want the deepest web for slow pitch, I recommend going against T-webs or trapeze webs in general. But this is a really nice glove. There aren't that many in the 12.5-inch size for either baseball outfielder models or for slow pitch. So if you want that 12.5, you might want to look to fast pitch. Just depends on if you want to do that. So this is a really nice glove, very stiff. It'll take some time to break in. I've done some work on it. This is one I'm going to give away to a friend or a YouTube giveaway. But this is a really solid glove. Just be aware of the shallower pocket depth with this type of web. And just for comparison, in case you're considering an A2K baseball outfitter's mitt, I don't have a large A2K. This is my baseball A2K. This is a 12-inch. I love A2Ks. They're really nice. They're top of the line. They're made in Japan, which is different than all other gloves. Higher level of craftsmanship in Japan. And the interiors are really luxe. They feel great. They mold to your hand well. The only thing I don't like about the A2Ks is that they get a little bit softer faster, and I'm a very stiff glove person. So this glove now, I've just used it for demonstrations, for occasional pitching stuff, occasional pitching lessons, things like that. And this glove is a little floppier than I'd like already. So for me, that's a little disappointing. I want a glove to be really, really stiff for a long time. But if you don't mind yours getting a sort of intermediate floppy, then I think an A2K will be good for you. But this wouldn't be my preference over a Pro Preferred or Heart of the Hide or A2000, just because they soften up a little faster in my experience. And my last glove in the high-end category is this Rawlings Pro Preferred 12 3/4. This is the 303 pattern, the H-web, and this is my favorite glove of all time. This is going to be my number one for any position, except if it's a really tight game, I'll take the 14-inch SP14 into the outfield. But I love Pro Preferred for the little details. Like I love this stitching here, this stitching here. This has got the synthetic on the back just to reduce the weight a little bit. The black patch, it feels super luxurious inside. Like the thumb and the pinky stalls are just really padded and really soft performance sheepskin lining. You get what you pay for with all gloves, really. And with the Pro Preferred, it's just a little bit more luxe. Now, they don't make a Pro Preferred that's slow pitch specific. This is a baseball outfielder's model. Obviously, it's going to work fine. It's got the deep pocket. The H-webs are always a little deeper pocket. So this glove is going to work great for infield or outfield and slow pitch, but they don't make a single Pro Preferred model for slow pitch specifically. But this is just a gorgeous glove, in my opinion. I'm a traditionalist with color, and the leather is super soft. It's kip leather, which just means a younger steer. And I mean, this thing is awesome. So this is my favorite glove in the high-end category, but it's really a very marginal difference and a personal preference, whether you go with a Pro Preferred or a A2K versus a A2000 or Heart of the Hide. All right, then I've got 3 gloves in the sort of mid-range around like the $200, $250 range. This is a Fastpitch glove. This is a Rawlings Liberty Advance. This one will break in relatively quick, but it's pretty stiff leather, like very high quality. Like this feels right up there, honestly, with the Heart of the Hider A2000. You know, these are obviously, this is like a Fastpitch design. This is a really small glove, but if you are looking at a Liberty series in general, if you're one of the ladies, these are excellent gloves. So don't feel unsure if you have the money to spend and like you're looking at a good Liberty. Like these are excellent. They make a lot of different sizes and models and webs. So this is a really solid option. Next in that like $200 price point range, I have 2 Stinger models. This one, you can see all the wrinkles. Like this is pretty much right out of the wrapper. And this is a nice looking glove. I like the single bar web. It's got the snake skin, you know, emboss or deboss. And this one's going to break in really fast. You can pretty much play with it that night. This one's a little smaller, 12.25. But, you know, this is probably cowhide. I can't verify that, but cowhide is softer leather that's used in intermediate level gloves. This thing looks really nice, good quality laces. So if you're looking to spend less than that $300 range, then this is a pretty solid option. And I like the styling of this one. This other Stinger is much stiffer. So I'm assuming this is steer hide, which gives you the much stiffer leather. And this one's going to be a much harder break-in, but that's a really high-quality glove for like $200. I don't love this gold color, so for me personally, like this would not be something I choose just because of the color. But if this glove was black or a more traditional color, then I'd be like, yeah, this is about as nice of a glove as you can get for $200. So Stinger series are pretty solid. So if you're interested in either of these, definitely check out Stinger. They make a really nice glove in the intermediate range. Rawlings R9s, there's a bunch of these. These are both justgloves.com exclusive colorways. This is a 13.5, this is a 15. 15 is really big, but it's right for some players. These are about $140, something like that. So this is definitely a mid-range glove. It's pretty floppy out of the wrapper. It's going to break in really fast. But these are deep patterns. Like these are slow pitch specifics. They've got the hand crank to tighten it down, which is honestly a nice feature. It's not completely leather on the inside. It's got a little bit of synthetic like padding on the inside. So it feels nice. So it'll sweat wick, but it's not all leather. So you should just know that. But I think you get a lot for your money. Like the glove is very nice, you know, cowhide. Like this is a solid leather glove, really thick, durable laces. So this glove will last. Like this is not going to fall apart. I like the traditional colors personally. Everyone's different. But with a lot of the slow pitch specific models, you get into the kind of wackier colors like the whites and the grays and the, you know, stuff like that. So if you're more of a traditionalist, then I think these are a really solid option. Again, that's the 13.5. This is the 15. And 15 is very, very big. But this is going to be right for some players. If you lost mobility, whatever, you're playing first base a lot, and you really just maybe want a little bit of extra security, like this glove is fine. This softball is not that big in the mitt, even though the mitt itself is quite big. It'd be nice if it had synthetic on the back just to lessen the weight a little bit. Like, I didn't feel like this was heavy on me, but it's definitely heavier than other gloves. I mean, let's be honest. So this is pretty nice. Rawlings R9. All right, and then I've got 3 others in this $150 range, like $140, $150, something like that. This is the 2026 Miken Player Series, and I think Mikens have the best shape overall for slow pitch. Like you can see, it's just very deep. This is not broken in at all, and it's a very deep pattern. Really kind of channels the ball into the mitt. And this is a 13.5. Last year's Player Series was like a white and gray. This one is a gray, red, and blue, or navy blue, which I really like. I think this is an attractive glove. Like for $140, it's got a really deep pocket, 13.5 inches. It's comfortable on the inside. It's got synthetic on the finger backs, but it's all leather everywhere else. Laces are thick, solid. There are thicker laces than this, but these are not going to break on you. So overall, I think this is a really solid glove, and I do think Mikens have the best pockets of any, or the best shape for any slow pitch glove. This is the 2025 Miken Pro Series. This is a little bit stiffer in the pinkies. You can see it's a little more square shape that I like. So this is a little more broken in for a finger shift and has a really deep pocket. Like I don't love the white gray color. Like this is white, I guess, but it's a little bit grayish to me. I mean, I like the gold trim, but it's up to you if you like a white glove. But this one is a little bit stiffer through the fingers than the Player Series, so there's a little bit of a difference there. So for me, liking a stiffer glove, this is my preference over this one, but really you can't go wrong with either. And if you're spending $140 or $150, you're going to get a softer glove as it is, so stiffness really shouldn't be a major priority for you because you're not going to get a lot of stiffness at that leather type because it's all cowhide. gloves in the $150 range are cowhide versus steerhide. Steerhide is much stiffer. Cowhide is from female cows that have already given birth, so their leather is stretched out to accommodate, you know, the calves that they gave birth to. So this is what you're getting at this level. This is a really nice, well-made glove, stiff, all leather on the inside. That's a difference between this one and the Players series. Like you can feel the really soft, like deer skin lining, whatever that is. But overall, I'm a really big fan of the Miken shape, and especially the Miken Player and Pro Series. And this is a new one. This is the Easton Tantrum. I love the colors of this. So if you're like a Dodgers fan, this is for you. You can see the shape is a little bit more open. It doesn't sort of like channel the ball in quite as well. So you're going to probably need to break this in a little more to kind of shape this and deepen this pocket so that balls aren't shooting off. But, you know, Easton, Miken, they're all under the Rawlings family. So this is going to be basically the same construction as that glove. And this is basically the same price point. So it really more comes down to the colors, the logo. But I think it's a really attractive glove. Like I'm a big fan of the colors. Blue is one of my favorite colors. So I think that matters too. Like it's not just a tool. Like you should like how it looks. This is a 14-inch model. So as far as 14s go, there's not that many on the market. I think this is a pretty good one for that size. But like I said, you're going to want to spend some time beating it in here and trying to rein it in to get a little more of a bowl shape that you would get versus this. So you can see out of the wrapper, this is a little more like kind of flat through the fingers than this Miken is. So that's something to consider. But I like this glove, especially if you're a pitcher or first baseman and you want a little more size to snag a comebacker. I think this is a nice one, and I'm a big fan of the design. And then last glove I've got in this like 100-ish, $150-ish price point. This one is a Mizuno MVP Prime. This is 12 3/4. This is like 120 or 130, and I think this is a really attractive glove for the price, especially. I think the quality is as good or better than the Mikens or the Easton Tantrum for this price, and this is about $20 cheaper. My only downside is this is not a slow pitch glove. MVP Prime, they do make slow pitch models. So, you know, there's some like a military green, which is cool, and a black color. The only thing I would say is this glove is shallower. It's just a shallower pocket. It will break in over time. But again, these T-webs, the trapeze webs, you need to be careful. If you want a really deep pocket, this is not the one for you. Now, again, it will loosen up considerably. It will break in over time. But if you like a shallower, like, you know, mitt, then this one's a good one for you. If you don't want to be digging quite as deep for the ball, this one's going to be fine. But this is not as slow pitch shaped as some of the other models that I've shown you because it is a baseball model. But this is about as nice of a glove as you can get for $120. So if you're looking for the best bang for your bucks and it looks really handsome and professional and like this is a very classic looking glove, I think the Mizuno MVP Prime series are awesome. My last glove in this lineup is the Rawlings RSB. This thing is $50 and it's pigskin leather on the inside, synthetic laces, synthetic back, mostly synthetic everywhere else, not very shapely. This is what you get for a $50 glove. So don't expect a lot. I mean, honestly, if you're going to play the game, I would suggest getting a used leather glove or getting a brand new leather glove for $100 or more. But what you get for $50 is, you know, you get what you pay for, which is thin laces. So hard throws, line drives, like this is not going to hold up as long. Like these laces are not meant to go 3-4 seasons. Hopefully they get you through 1, maybe 2. And this is going to be okay. Like I could run and catch fly balls with this all day, but the running catches where it's a little bit less, you know, of a can of corn, balls are going to slip out a little more. This is not going to make as deep of a pocket. This is not going to break in as well. It will be perfectly fine. It will do the job if you just need a glove to fill in or play in the church league or whatever. But overall, I say this is not a very effective tool for the job. So I would spend more money. We all know, especially if you've ever worked on cars or done any kind of home improvement, you do get what you pay for with the tool. And this is a very low quality tool for playing infield or outfield and slow pitch. All right, bonus glove. This is a Shoeless Joe first baseman. They make other sizes as well, including for slow pitch models. They make 13 and 14-inch models. This is the only one I have. But this is a very cool category of glove. And this is basically just a throwback, right? Really high quality laces, really high quality sort of waxy, almost like oily leather. And this is meant to just be like a replica of like the gloves from, you know, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. So it's a big throwback style. And they make this in, you know, slow pitch models, baseball models. This is a first base mitt. And yeah, if you're a person that geeks out on baseball history and you want a glove that feels like a piece of Americana, then this is a really well-made pick for you. It's a little softer, so it breaks in really easy. So if you're into that and you like this sort of like thicker vintagey leather feel, then this is a really cool glove to pick up. All right, so what are my top glove picks? Here's 5 different picks. So number 1, for design. Best design is these new Nikes, the Nike Vapors. They come in a couple of colors. So if you really are big into style, I think these Nikes are really cool. Top big glove, Wilson A2000 with the super skin. This glove is a little more expensive. This is high end. You can find these on sale as well. This colorway is exclusive to justgloves.com. They also have a gray and gold and white. But if you're getting a bigger glove, this is going to give you a little more stiffness, the high quality leather. This is an amazing glove. I love this one for outfield. Top slow pitch specific model, because there are a lot of baseball outfield models in this mix, is Miken. Miken shapes their gloves specifically for slow pitch. These have deep pockets. It channels the ball in there. These are really well built for slow pitch. So I really think Miken, even if you're not a Miken fan, if you're a Rawlings or Wilson purist, Miken really does a good job engineering their gloves for slow pitch. Best glove quality for the money goes to the Mizuno MVP Prime. Again, they make these in a bunch of different sizes for baseball, outfield, and for slow pitch. This is a baseball outfitters model, but they have a bunch of slow pitch models. For $129, this is the best looking and I think best quality glove you could possibly find at that price point. I think this quality even exceeds the ones at $140, $150. So the MVP Prime is a really excellent glove for the money. And then my overall favorite glove, price point notwithstanding, is the Rawlings Pro Preferred. This thing feels so good on my hand. The craftsmanship is top quality. It's a $429 glove. This one was actually on sale now for like $300 something, which is a deal. But if you have the money and you're good with 12 3/4, Rawlings Pro Preferred outfield gloves are awesome. All right, so that's it. Do you have other questions about gloves? Leave them in the comments below. Thanks again to my sponsor, justgloves.com. I could not do this without them, and I really appreciate them giving me the chance to speak my mind. Even though, like I said, I'm not going to trash any of these gloves, because gloves, you get what you pay for. You want to pay more, you get a better glove. You want to pay less, you're going to get less, but there's still so many good quality gloves out there that it's really just about finding the right one for you. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you here in the next video.